You know that we had a block. I remember we had a block party. There was a block party on my street, and there was a helium tank, and like we had like all the kids had been like sucking helium straight from the tank.
Yeah,
and I did it, and I was like talking like in a high voice, being like, "Hey man, look at me!" And then I did it like 5 times, and then I remember being like, "Oh, I feel weird." And then the next thing I remember is I was laying in the middle of the street.
Wow.
And I looked up, and a car was parked. A car was like in Mrs. Tufo's car was like right near me, and she was talking to my neighbor, Mrs. Shinnick. And I was laying down, and I was like, "Did I get hit by a car?" And then I kind of like stood up, and I realized that Mrs. Shinnick and Mrs. Tufo hadn't seen me, but I had just passed out from sucking helium. I had sucked too much helium. I passed out in the middle of the road. And also both of them like didn't care. There was like no one like was like, "Are you okay?" They were just kind of like, "What the fuck is he doing?" It was kind of the look on their faces. And I was also in my head, I was like, would she have run over me if I hadn't like stood up? Like that was my thought after the fact.
Was she in her car?
She was in her car, and her car was running, but she was just in park talking to the neighbor. So, or maybe she saw me and was just like, "I'll just talk to the neighbor for a minute, and I'll see if he gets up or something."
Could have been.
Mitch, that means if she had run over you, that would have meant if people had reflected and thought about like the last words you had said before you died, you would have had a high voice when you were saying
"Ay caramba."
Goes on your tombstone.
Hey,
in a real small font.